Hi guys, I hope everybody's well. And yes, this is my first live broadcast on our Ignite page. And it's so excited that Gareth and I have started doing these. So today I wanted to chat a little bit about being intimidated by technology. And the reason I'm sharing this is because it has been an area of huge intimidation for me for a long time. I'm a Generation Xer. I did not grow up with computers as being the norm for me. When, we actually did have a computer when I was growing up. We were one of very few people that I knew that had one, but we had no idea how to use it. We did do some computer classes at school, but it was in its infancy when computer classes wasn't available in all schools, and we didn't actually learn anything meaningful. And I remember in high school, typing was something that was typically only done by girls, and it was done because you would maybe become a secretary or a PA, and you actually learned to type on an old-fashioned typewriter. And I remember one of my classmates, he was academically top of the class. He was so smart, and he decided to take typing, and all of us were like, why would you take typing? Like, typing is not considered to be an academically important subject, like you're going to go to university. I mean, he was like, because you need to type if you want to use a computer, and all our jobs are going to require a computer. And he saw something ahead of the rest of us. And, just 2 or 3 years later, people who were younger than me by 2 or 3 years, computer was the norm for them. But for me, it wasn't. And when I was in university, I did a stats. One of my classes was statistics, and we had to submit all our work online, and I was so scared by this. Like, I had no clue, and I wasn't the only one. Loads of us in our class were just like, no clue. I was very lucky though that I met someone who actually took the time to teach me and show me the ropes and kind of helped me to become comfortable in the computer environment. And eventually I became so comfortable that I became really good at using the computer at user level. And so very, very good at that. And then 2 years ago, I decided it's time to move online, to move my skills online, and to start building an online business. At the time, I only had myself, nobody else. I did not have the money behind me to be able to employ people to build websites for me, etc. And I had to just figure it out. And I was very scared at the beginning because, it's one thing to be good at being the end user of tech products, but to be the person who's creating something to be used by somebody else is a very different story. And starting to think about user experience, what you want to use it for, the strategy around it, all that kind of thing. And that obviously played into so many decisions and so many bad decisions that I made at the beginning. I mean, if I think just of the first website that I built, I obviously used one of those out-of-the-box platforms where you literally just type in a few things and suddenly you've got a beautiful-looking website, not realizing at the time that they limited. Whereas I wanted to scale and grow and I had new ideas for the business, that platform no longer could support it, realizing that it has a very low ranking in Google and all those things, which you don't know. I was a rookie. But the quickest way to gain confidence was actually to have thrown myself into the deep end of the pool and figured stuff out as I went. Today, I'm much less intimidated. In fact, bring on the challenge and I will somehow figure it out. But it took that initial time to just go, you know what, it's okay. Figure it out baby step by baby step by baby step. And that is really what it is. You learn to do this, and then you figure it, and it's great. And then tomorrow you learn to do that, and you figure it out, and it's great. And eventually, before you know it, you're really good at it. The other thing is that you don't really need to be a tech person, because I have no idea how to code. I don't know that I ever will learn to code. And a lot of people, certainly people my age who initially got into the tech space, thought that the only way that you could ever really get anywhere is if you knew how to code. But now there are so many products that have been made and platforms that have been made for people just like me who don't have technical backgrounds but want to build quite complicated stuff, and those platforms are all there for that. And so getting into the tech space has never been as easy as it is now, because there really is a resource and a tool for anything you want to do, no matter what your skill level is, no matter what degree of control you want over your tech environment. I'm a control freak. I want to know that everything that's going on in my business is 100% under my control. Obviously an area of development for me. But and I can still do that despite what some might see as technical limitations. So if you ever felt a little intimidated, thought that shifting into the online space is not for me because I'm a technophobe, I'm terrible at anything to do with the computer, think again. There's absolutely, it's possible for anybody. If I can do it, I promise you, you can do it. So if you are thinking about wanting to shift into the online space, have a great idea, are intimidated by it, join our webinar. And one of the things that we do show you in that webinar is our roadmap. And our roadmap addresses exactly this: the how of everything, what to use, and you get taken through strategy, picking the right platforms for the strategy, doing the technical setups and everything around that. All that forms part of that roadmap. So join our webinar whenever the next one is. We're going to have them weekly, and the link will be in this post. I'll add it in just after the video. And yes, have an amazing day. Bye.